Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. And I must say, because this is kind of a difficult video to make, I've tried to record this video several times over, but there's no easy way to save this. What is going on with anime games right now? This isn't just about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero overall. This is about anime games in general. Because anime games in general, I feel like just have even shorter lifespans than like they've ever possibly had before, as well as getting way less support than they used to get before. So I guess we'll start with Sparking Zero, because that's like the biggest anime game that anyone can think of to mind right now. You guys already know this game made like 3 million sales in like one day and stuff like that. So it's just got like a lot of people that bought the game at launch. You could tell from the absurd peak player count. Remember, this peak player count is higher than any fighting game that's released, like, period. It's higher than Street Fighter 6. It's higher than Tekken 8. It's higher than any other like 1v1 like action fighting game that's released like pretty recently, right? The highest by far, by a huge amount. In fact, if a player count even eclipses the Xenoverse 2. But then you have to like you have to ask yourself, like, oh, what happened? How do we get to this point? Did the game have like a major performance issue that made all the players get off of it? Did the game install some sort of like antivirus like spyware onto people's systems? No, it just wasn't that fun. So they all left. They were like, I'm tired. And I think it says a lot, because this isn't just a Sparking Zero issue. This is about like a lot of stuff in general. Now I will give Bleach Rebirth of Souls a pass, because obviously that game, Bleach in general, is not anywhere near as big as Dragon Ball. Let's get one thing out of the way. It's not anywhere near as big as Dragon Ball, and it's still also an anime game that releases after Sparking Zero. Now that might sound like a very minor thing to mention, but I think any anime game releasing after Sparking Zero has way worse of a chance of doing like well, because if you can ruin people's expectations of Sparking Zero, you can ruin the expectations of literally everything else. No, even the most deluded of One Piece fan isn't going to think a One Piece game has a good chance of coming out and being like a major success if they can't even get Sparking Zero right. So Bleach Rebirth of Souls, that one released afterwards. People didn't have any trust for it. If we look at games that released before Sparking Zero, Naruto Storm Connections and stuff like that, right? We can see that Naruto Storm's Connections is like, it again, it's just it's Naruto Storm 4, right? It's basically Naruto Storm 4, but we added more to it, and there's like more issues, more bugs, etc. Because if you look at Naruto Storm 4, the player count is way higher. Keep in mind, this game is almost a full decade older now, right? Naruto Storm 4 is almost a full decade older now. You have more people playing that than you have them playing Storm Connections. Even though Storm Connections is like the new one. It's like, hey, look, guys, this is Naruto Storm 4, but with even more content and more characters and stuff. Don't you want to play it? No, it's got more issues, so we're playing this one instead. Even though this one is way older. There's also the chance that a lot of people didn't want to buy a game that they've already played before, and that's extremely valid, so yeah. But like, dude, look at this. Will we ever see anything like this for like Sparking Zero for a while? This is what it looked like when the game released. It released to like 5k, 8k players, right? And then as the years went on, it still had a very interesting DLCs to get at least even over half the player count back at certain points. And then it had just big explosions of popularity, probably due to the anime or due to other certain DLCs. Like, I remember they added Momoshiki and Kinshiki, I believe, to the game like years later, which was insane. And that, you know, obviously that probably brought a lot of people back. And then even recently, last year, the game had a new peak player count, because the game is one of those easy games to always come back to and go, yeah, this was great, this was fun, you know. And I'm probably being super unfair, because this game has had like nearly a decade's worth of time. But if you even compare that to stuff like, I don't know, like Sparking Zero as an example, Sparking Zero, if you take the whole timeline into account, the game released to a monumental like player count, and then the Gohan Beast DLC came out, and it's just this. That's it. It's just this little bump. That's all. And then if you compare that to the Daima DLC, it's huge. The Beast Gohan DLC still has a higher peak player count than literally the entirety of Naruto Storm 4, right? Naruto Storm 4, peak player count, it's lower than just the Beast Gohan DLC return. But then when you compare the peak player count to the player averages, it's just night and day. Anime games in general are just in a way, way worse position right now. I don't think there's a better example than using Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash, because I don't think I need to say this a million times. JJK is like the new biggest like hype successful manga of all time, and they released a game that has 12 people on it right now, and the game released 17 months ago. So I like dude, what do you want me to say? What do you say about that? What do you say about that? I guarantee you JJK Curse Clash could have the exact same gameplay, but if it had the graphical fidelity of Sparking Zero and probably the Hyper Sparking Zero, it would have done like enormously well. But now the game only has 12 people on it because it doesn't have good graphics to distract from the fact that the gameplay is extremely shallow. Okay, in all fairness, Sparking Zero does have a deeper combat system than Curse Clash, but this is still such an embarrassment, man. Again, this is one of the biggest mangas ever of all time. If JJK does anything, it trends forever. It turns into a meme. It's just super popular. I think a good example of the fact that the gameplay is just not innovative enough is the fact that, and you guys will you'll understand me when I say this. We already saw that JJK won't sell on like hype, despite how loved the series is, right? JJK will not sell on hype. It has to be an actual good-looking game, or the gameplay itself has to be good-looking enough to make people want to play it. And Curse Clash didn't do that. I want to remind you, My Hero Ultra Rumble is a game that literally reuses assets from My Hero 1's Justice 2, and it has a higher player count than Sparking Zero. It reuses assets from My Hero 1's Justice 2, and it has a higher player count than Sparking Zero. It's not using new effects or anything like that, right? Yeah, they add new characters to the game every season, right? Sure. The seasonal like lengths are still big enough though that I imagine, oh, surely this game would fall to the wayside compared to Sparking Zero or even JJK, because My Hero made what, 100 million manga sales in 10 years. JJK made 100 million manga sales in 6 years. One of them is obviously on a faster track of sales than the other. Yet the JJK game completely bombed, and the My Hero game is doing better than the Dragon Ball game. And that's because My Hero not only is the gameplay not just an arena fighter, which I think, let's be real, arena fighters definitely are bothering people a lot nowadays. But not only is the My Hero game not an arena fighter, it's the fact that the My Hero game actually gets sufficient updates enough that people will keep playing it. Like, you could see, even though the peak player count was way higher, at like 46k when the game released, there are still bumps that are relevant to when the seasons come out, and people still manage to just stay invested in the game. The bumps even get bigger as time goes on. So the updates are getting more enjoyable. The game is getting better for a lot of people. Now, here's the thing. I don't really like this game. I'm not going to put this game on the same level as Dragon Ball The Breakers, because Dragon Ball The Breakers makes actually bad business decisions. My Hero 1's Justice or Ultra Rumble, it's not my thing. I don't really like it. I think the game is still kind of pay to win as well. But the game makes good business decisions. They give you characters you want. They give you DLC that makes sense. They give you extra movesets for existing characters. It does right things compared to Breakers, which just makes bad decisions. Breakers is on what season? What season are we on? 6? 8? And they just dropped Golden Frieza, a character that's been around for over a decade when Resurrection F came out. They think Golden Frieza is going to sell hype after they just released DBS Broly and Goku Black before that. And Golden Frieza is what they think we're going to be jumping at joy for. Oh yeah, we know the last raider will sell Max, but surely you want to get Golden Frieza. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about the state of anime games for a bit, rant a bit about the way it is. Maybe again, like games like My Hero do a lot more to change up their gameplay. It's not just an arena fighter, and it gets constant updates, which really help the game out a lot. And if that's the path, just do that with more anime games. That's it. That'll solve all of your problems. You can easily go, hey, look, we don't need to release a goddamn Reincarnated as a Slime video game to pull in like the 5 Reincarnated as a Slime fans to buy the game and then give the game no support after like 3 months, right? You could easily put more of that time into going, hey, why don't we give Sparking Zero another update? Why don't we give it a customization update? Why don't we give it another balance patch? Why don't we add more capsules to the game so the game can actually have customization better than Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which released over like 16 years ago at this point? Right? Why can't we just spend a little bit more time making sure our big games stay big? And maybe it's just about a get-rich-quick scheme. I don't know. Either way, I think this is also a place to end the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you enjoyed the video and obviously again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace.